Okay, when you're ready, let's start our class laying down. So finding your way over to your yoga mat or wherever you are practicing. Maybe grabbing some extra cushioning for under your head or somewhere else. You might find your way to constructive rest pose, keeping your knees bent and your feet out near the edges of your mat. If it feels nice, maybe you straighten your arms and legs, coming to Shavasana or some variation of that. Just watch as your body transitions to this position, laying down. Notice what your body naturally feels like doing here. Are you slowing your breath or softening in, or do you automatically want to close your eyes? Maybe some or none of above. Just notice what's happening for you. And if it does feel right, go ahead and lengthen your breath. Finding our equal breathing, samavriti. The length of your inhales lasts just about as long as your exhales. Breathing as deep as you can without any tension building. Breathing in and out through the nose if possible, finding that proper oral posture with your lips sealed, a little bit of space between the biting surfaces of your teeth, so softening your jaw there, and resting or gently pressing your tongue up into the roof of your mouth with the most amount of your tongue touching the roof of your mouth. If you would like to consider setting an intention or dedication for your class today, feel free to do that now. And then let's take 2 clearing breaths followed by a humming breath. So we'll inhale through the nose, sigh out of the mouth. One more like that, in through the nose, sighing it out. And then our final deeper breath here will be in through the nose and a nice hum sound on the way out. Any note will do. Whenever you come to a natural conclusion, soften back in, resting here as your natural rhythm of breath comes back in. And then begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe let your head rock from side to side. Maybe a yawn. Let's head into a long body stretch, straightening arms and legs and reaching in opposite directions. wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, maybe circling out your ankles and wrists here a bit too. And then we'll find constructive rest through the legs. So bending your knees and standing your feet out near the edges of the mat. Go ahead and tuck your tailbone under a little bit here, setting your low back down on the mat. And then let your knees rest together at the center. Today's class is inspired by bilateral movement, which is very good for our brains. So we're going to kind of get into this. It could feel like a brain teaser at first, but hopefully we're starting pretty easy. So let's just let the arms go out wide. And then we will join palms straight above the chest. So keeping your arms kind of straight here. Here's where the brain teaser portion starts. This time, we're going to open the right arm out toward the right side as we lift that left hand up and overhead. So you're kind of creating an L shape with your body. And then we're coming back to the center, lifting both hands, palms touching up at the center. And this time, the left arm reaches out to the left side, the right arm reaches up and overhead, creating, again, that L-like shape, this time towards the left. So let's go ahead and do that a few times. Let's inhale now as the palms join. Exhale, open your arms back out. Right arm to the right side, left arm up and overhead. Inhale, rising to the center. Exhale, L shape to the left. Keep going a couple more times, using your inhale to lift. And your exhale to lower in the opposite direction. Get the hang of it here over the course of the next few breaths. It's okay if it's not making the most sense right away. Our brains might need to create a new neural pathway to sync this movement up. So whatever's happening for you, just go ahead and be with it. Next time it feels like equal on both sides, we'll just rest with or bring the hip palms back up to the center. And then go ahead and grab opposite shoulders. Doesn't matter which arm is on top, just grabbing your kind of shoulders if you can reach them, or whatever feels nice here close by. Let's reach the elbows up toward the ceiling, so you're kind of rounding your upper back, and then go ahead and rock side to side through your upper back, massaging pressure between the shoulder blades. And then we're going to switch sides, so just lifting your arms back up. Go ahead and cross again, but make sure the other arm is on top. And again, massaging pressure between the shoulder blades as you rock your upper body side to side. All right, let your hands come down by your sides. If you have a pillow or anything underneath you, go ahead and move that to the side for now. Press your hands into the mat beside each of your hips. Pick up all of your toes, spread out your toes, stretch your feet, stretch your toes, and then set your feet and your toes back down. Let's curl the tailbone under, press your low back into the mat, and then start to rise up, reaching your hip points high. Tuck your chin toward your chest when you get to the top, and exhale, lower back down. Let's do that a couple of times. Inhale as we lift. Exhale, lower. One or two more times. Inhale to lift. And exhale, lower. One more if you want. And eventually coming back down and hugging your knees in toward your chest, keeping your upper body relaxed and on the floor. Taking a little bit of free movement here as we now rock some massaging pressure around the low back and sacrum, maybe the glutes a little bit, depending on how how adventurous you are. Okay. Let's come on up to a seat, either rocking and rolling a couple of times up and down your spine or turning onto either side and then pressing your way up. So we've done our L shape thing laying down. So now we're going to kind of prepare to do it seated. We'll be doing this in a couple different orientations today. So first, just tenting your fingertips up, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, reach both hands high. Exhale, lowering your hands down to heart center. Tuck your chin at the bottom, stretching out the back of your neck. Inhale, reaching high. And exhale, lower on down. You're welcome to just do that if you want more of a simple, straightforward kind of flow. Otherwise, let's try our L. So inhale, reaching hands high overhead. Exhale, bring your hands out in front of you. Let's just do it without syncing our breath up here first. So our first L shape will be the right arm out toward the right side and the left arm high. It doesn't really matter which way you start, just know that we're switching next, but first we're touching the palms together in the center. And then this time the left arm reaches out and the right arm reaches high. So you're always kind of creating that L, that 90-degree-ish shape. So go ahead and do that a couple of times. If you feel ready, you might inhale in one direction, exhale to the center, inhale the opposite way, exhale center. Keep playing with this for a couple more rounds. See if you can get the hang of it. And then go ahead and give your arms a little break here. Let's shrug the shoulders up by the ears and then back and down, kind of like you're tucking your shoulders back into your back pockets, letting your chin come down toward the center of your chest, and then let your right ear rock toward your right shoulder. Maybe you just hang out here. You could reach your left arm away from you or pretend you're swirling some bath water over here on the left side. Sometimes it feels nice to just tuck your left arm behind your back. So go ahead and just explore some stretching and opening through the left side of your neck, even into that left shoulder a little bit here. Eventually we'll switch sides, but take your time, dipping back down toward the center and then your left ear toward your left shoulder. Once again, resting in this position or exploring, this time swirling that right arm around or maybe tucking your right hand behind your back. Maybe a little of both. And bringing your chin back down toward the center of your chest. This time, let's look all the way up. So chin reaching up toward the ceiling. And then back down to center. Let's come on over to hands and knees next. Cat and cow. We're in our tabletop position. Gripping your fingertips into the floor. Inhale, cow pose, lowering your belly, lifting your tailbone, lifting your gaze. And exhale, rounding your spine, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Keep going at your own pace, exploring any other organic movement that just wants to be felt. We'll thread the needle next, so bring your left hand a little closer toward the center of your mat. Reach your right hand up and over, up and upward twist rather. Go ahead and rotate out your right wrist a little bit. Maybe bend and straighten your right elbow. If you want, maybe getting the right shoulder in play here, doing some big arm circles. Eventually preparing for our thread the needle with an inhale, reaching high, and exhale, thread the needle, dipping the right arm down and through. Bringing your right shoulder and right side of your head to the floor or props. Bring your left hand anywhere that feels comfortable and supportive of your position. And let your breath do most of the work here. Inhaling deeply, feeling a little bit of an internal sense of stretch. And eventually let's switch sides, planting your left hand back down on the mat. Reach your right arm high. And switching. Bring your right hand a little closer to the center of your mat. Reach your left arm high, upward twist. Wiggling your fingers, circling your wrist. Maybe bending and straightening that left elbow a couple of times or taking some shoulder circles. And then preparing for our thread the needle by inhaling to reach high. And exhale, thread the needle, left arm dipping down and through, left shoulder and left side of your head. Hey, we're almost in that L shape right now, almost. And then again, lean into your breath. See how your breath can help kind of do a little therapy on that left shoulder. And then planting your right hand and lifting your way back up. Left arm goes high. And then set your hand down. Let's come to your stomach. Come down to your stomach. Crocodile pose. Stacking your hands or fists underneath your forehead. Resting your head on your hands. And then letting your heels splay out to either side. See if you can soften into the floor here. At the same time, taking some diaphragmatic breaths. So feel your belly kind of pressing into the mat with your inhales. And softening as much as you can with your exhales. Go ahead and bend both knees and then windshield wiper motion with your shins. So just letting your feet sway side to side. And then coming back to stillness, your feet still in the air behind you. Let's plant the right hand by the right side of your chest. Bring your left hand straight out to the left side. We're going to start to press onto the left side, open wing pose. We're turning onto the left side. Your knees could stay bent and just wherever they're at, or you could continue by lifting your right knee up toward the sky. Kind of feels nice to have a block underneath your head here. So that's always an option. If it feels uncomfortable at all, you can change the angle that your left arm is reaching out at. Could feel better a little bit higher or lower. And then we'll start to make our way to the other side, coming back to your stomach. Planting your left hand by the left side of your chest, reaching your right arm out to the right side, bending your knees, and rolling, pressing your way onto your right side. Maybe letting your legs hang out where they're at, or continuing by opening the left knee up toward the sky. Try not to punish yourself here. Try to find an amount of stretch and challenge that is just right. All right, coming back to center. This time planting your hands on either side of the chest, pressing your way up to tabletop, and then back to child's pose. Maybe bringing your knees out wide toward the edges of your mat, keeping your toes touching, sinking your seat toward your heels. Two more breaths. Start to rise up to tabletop, grabbing your blocks if you would like to use them and you have them with you. And we'll find downward facing dog, curling the toes under. And first and foremost, committing to a flowing breath style. And then maybe adding on a little movement, bending and straightening opposite knees, or maybe lifting and lowering to your tippy toes a couple times. And then bending your knees, looking up toward the top of your mat. Step or walk your way toward the top. Ragdoll, forward fold. Letting your arms and upper back be nice and loose here, keeping a slight bend of your knees. Breath is flowing here, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Let your head, your neck be loose, nodding your head yes, shaking your head no. If you're grabbing opposite elbows, let's switch the grip, releasing, and then grabbing opposite elbows again with the other forearm on top. And bending even deeper into the knees. Let's start to rise up nice and slow, maybe walking your hands up your legs. Giving it a little shake out when you get to the top. Just start moving a little bit, getting your energy flowing, circulation going. Maybe a little hop or just some more wiggles. Feeling alive. All right. Let's start to move into willow tree here. So maybe your feet come a little bit wider apart than you would standing up at the top of your mat. Just letting a little bit of a twist start to happen side to side. Try to just control your torso as if your arms were really limbs of a willow tree, just blowing in the wind. If you get dizzy easily, just keep gazing straight ahead. Otherwise, you might look in the direction of your turn. And eventually slowing it on down. Back to the start. Okay, we're gonna do another brain teaser thing here called Shoot the Thumb. If you've been around in these classes for a long time, you have probably seen us do this before. So basically, one hand is going to be pointing at the other thumb. Seems easy, right? And then switch. Just go ahead and do that a few times. Back and forth. Again, if it's not, I've done this quite a few times, so for me, I can just pop into it, but if you have not done this, your brain does not automatically have the neural pathways in order to do this smoothly. So just give yourself some grace, keep trying. Ooh. Shoot thumb. I'm trying to do new things, of course, especially when we're using both sides of the body in a way like this. Really good for our brains. It's also a good reminder that you're never too old to learn something. Your brain, neuroplasticity is a thing. You can change the way your brain is, at least to some degree, and you're never too old to learn something new. So if there's an instrument or a language or anything that you've been wanting to learn or sing that you wish you always did, it's not too late. Lessons are a wonderful thing. Okay, when you've had enough of this, maybe try to go as fast as you can. It's okay to mess up. Okay, when you're done with that, just go ahead and shake out your hands. We won't do that one again today, but good one to keep in the back pocket. Let's come on up to the top of the mat here, bringing a little bit of awareness to the bottom of your feet, creating nice connection there around all edges of your feet, or as they say, the four corners, underneath the ball of the big toe, the ball of the pinky toe, and then I guess like 2 points on your heel. If that makes sense to you, cool. Otherwise, you can kind of imagine you're stepping onto like a sticky traps. You know, you want the most of your foot squished on down. Spin your palms to face the front of your space. Bring your shoulders up by your ears and then tuck them back and down. You might feel a little stretch through your chest here. And then engage your core. So we're not ending up in a back bend. We're just nice and tall. Inhale, reach both hands high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bringing your hands to the floor or mat. Step just your right foot back. Lower your right knee down to the mat. You could toe heel your left foot out a little wider for more stability here. And then when you're ready, let's rise up, reaching the hands high. Take a moment to check in with your pelvis here. We want to kind of tuck the tailbone under, engage your core. Maybe you feel some stretch or engagement happening through your thigh here. Inhale. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Bend your right elbow, bring your right hand to your heart, gazing back toward your left hand if available. Balancing here. Big breath in and out. One more breath in and out. Bringing your hands back to your blocks or the floor. Curl your right toes under. Pick up your right knee and then step your left foot back, downward dog. Inhale, come forward to your high plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale here and exhale. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower your knees, lower your chest. Press the tops of your feet down into the mat. Inhale, baby cobra, lifting through your head and heart. And exhale, lower back down. Let's do that again. Inhale, baby cobra, maybe hovering your hands up off of the floor. If you want to humble yourself, and exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale, rise up. This time, let's stay lifted for the exhale. Inhale, press your way up, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Breathing in and out. One more time, breathing in and out. Inhale, tabletop, grabbing your blocks. Exhale, downward dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Last breath in, last breath out. Inhale, bend your knees, look up toward the top of your mat. With your exhale, step just the right foot forward, lower your left knee down to the mat. Once again, maybe toe heeling your right foot out a little wider for some more stability here before lifting on up. Checking in with your tailbone, your pelvis again here. You want to be just nice and aligned, feeling like you're kind of holding everything into place here. This will help our stabilizing muscles. Inhale. Exhale, open arm twist toward the right. Bending your left elbow, bringing your left hand to heart center, possibly gazing back toward your right fingers. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, make your way to downward dog, planting your hands, curling your left toes under, and then stepping your right foot back. Big breath in and out. Inhale, come forward to your high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Breathing in and out. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, lower your knees and lower your chest. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. One last time. This time we'll inhale and lift. Let's stay lifted for the exhale. Inhale, press up, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Couple nice breaths here. When you're ready, rising up, tabletop, grabbing your blocks for one last downward dog. Exhaling to get there. Inhale when you arrive. And exhale. Two more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath in. And breath out. Bending your knees, walk your hands to the back of your mat so you end up in a forward fold at the back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold with a little extra bend of your knees. Inhale, rise all the way up, joining hands overhead. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Take a few moments noticing. Just noticing everything. Noticing what you notice. Let's take 2 clearing breaths and then a humming breath, just like we did in the start. In your own timing. Inhale through the nose. Sighing it out. One more like that. And then our humming on the exhale breath, in through the nose. And a hum, the exhale. Taking a few more moments. No need to rush. Eventually letting your hands come down, opening your eyes if they were closed. We'll do a little bit of balancing here. Yep, we're gonna do our L's again. So I highly recommend having a wall close by just so you can feel fully supported here. Let's start by shifting our center of gravity to the right foot. We can start to find, like, let's do a mini one-legged mountain pose here first. So just keep your left toes touching down to the floor. Let's get the flow and the feel of it again, standing up here before we get too complex. Eventually, you'll have the option to lift your foot up or even straighten your leg to see, how you want to play today. So with our mini one-legged mountain, let's reach the hands out in front of us. Let's start inhaling at this position. So we'll inhale. Exhale to your L shape, either side. Just pick an L. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, L to the other side. Inhales have you coming back to the center. Exhales have you L-ing in either way. Okay, let's keep doing this. See if you can pick an unmoving focal point, a drishti in front of you, help you keep your focus. Okay, give your arms a little bit of a break here. And now if you want to do a different variation with your feet or your legs, you sure can. Maybe we come up to a little higher of a one-legged mountain pose. If you're feeling extra strong today, so you can straighten your leg out in front of you. Either way, let's inhale at the center. Exhale, L. Inhale, center. Exhale, L. Keep going. Go ahead and play with it a little bit if you want to bend your knee, straighten it. Just keep going until you feel you just don't want to do anymore. It's good to feel like you get to a point of like a hint of exhaustion. So maybe you try to go until you're sure you don't want to go anymore. Whenever that is, just go ahead and step down, shake it out a little bit. I hope the L's are starting to be a little more easy. So let's go ahead and do it on the other side here. If you want, you can do the little baby one-legged mountain pose first as you get used to your balancing on this side. Finding that unmoving focal point in front of you again. If you want to play with the right leg position or lift, go right ahead. Let's again inhale when our palms are together in front of us. And exhale as we find our L shape. Not being afraid to get to that little bit of exhaustion point. That's okay. We're strengthening here. Hopefully we'll have stayed standing up on either leg for about 30 seconds or more. That's kind of the goal, to keep throughout life, to help prevent falls and unnecessary accidents. When you've had enough, go ahead and step it on down. Ooh, I'm feeling it in the hip stabilizers here. So if you need any little extra shakeouts, now's your chance. And then let's come on down to the floor. Let's reach into a long body stretch. Let's get a little side bend here. Banana pose to the right, walking your heels over toward the right edge of your mat. And then gently directing your upper body toward the right as well. Grabbing hold of your right arm or wrist. Feel the left side of your body lengthening and expanding with your breaths. Switching sides when you're ready, walking your heels to the left, grabbing hold of your right arm or wrist and pulling gently to the left. And this time, becoming more aware of the space and the length throughout your right side and your right lung. Back to center. If there are any last movements, poses, or stretches that you'd like to move through before our final rest, now's a good chance to do that. Maybe hugging your knees in toward your chest a little bit here, or finding another twist or happy baby. Whatever you need or want to feel that your practice is complete. And then go ahead and find a restful place, maybe shavasana or constructive rest. Letting your body do its thing. You are your best teacher. So in this moment, just finding your way to whatever feels best. If that means counting your breaths, if that means clearing your mind, if that means humming a tune. Just make sure our body gets a little bit of stillness here over the course of the next couple minutes. Letting go of tension throughout your face and jaw. Softening your shoulders and arms. Unclenching your hands. Letting the steady rise and fall of the belly, the breath flow with ease. A sense of groundedness through the pelvis. Relaxation to the legs and feet. And know that you are always welcome to stay. Continue your rest as long as you want or as long as you need. Whether it be now or in 5 or 10 minutes, whenever you do choose to reawaken your physical body, let's do so gently, maybe with a wiggle of fingers and toes or circling motion through your ankles or wrists. Maybe a yawn. or swallow, or maybe just opening and closing your jaw a few times. Maybe a long body stretch. Just keep moving in ways that feel right to you as you choose this reawakening. Eventually rolling onto either side and being in the fetal position for at least one full round of breath, trying not to rush. Try to see if you can really still be in this moment, the transition. Eventually, using the help of your hands and arms to sit up in a comfortable seat, joining hands at heart center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and be free, and may our own thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. Bringing thumbs up to third eye center now. Together, let's seal in our class with a little bow forward and gratitude now. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed today's class. Feel free to let me know if you have any feedback or requests for future classes. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye.